Runs batted in, RBI.
RBIs. Again, almost like wins, they don't tell you anything about a player's skill, they tell you about his opportunity and circumstance. So who's the best team?
Hack Wilson had a lot of opportunity, apparently.
Yeah, probably.
191 RBI. A lot of RBIs.
It is, but like it was like that. You remember Juan Gonzalez had like 170?
Yes. Or you get close to 100 at the All-Star break. Lou Gehrig litters this list. He's 173, 173, 185. But those were unbelievable.
But he also hit fourth in those dynasty Yankee years where they were the only good team. There was always guys on base for him to knock in.
All right, in the current era, guess who it is?
The current era, it's not Juan Gonzalez.
No.
It's not A-Rod.
No.
I'm trying to think of who would have hit in the middle of lineups. Jimmy Fox?
No. Like you watch him play.
I watched him play.
That current.
I know Carlos Delgado had over 100 one year before the All-Star break, which was pretty impressive. I think he ended up with 140 or something like that. It's not A-Rod. Albert Bell
would be Manny Ramirez.
Oh yes, that's
165. Right. So your guess again, you're going to go with Cabrera, I'm guessing.
I would go with Cabrera. I guess if you were to look at it in a bunch of different ways, Alan Craig has a great opportunity.
Don't you find with a lot of these things, you pick? It's almost like people.
Prince Fielder's going to have a shot.
I thought Kershaw going so early this year and stuff like that. It's like when you're looking at that, would you rather pick him being the best pitcher or the field?
I'd rather pick field. Pitching is so
with pick a Cabrera or the field. Doesn't the field have a better opportunity?
Oh, much better. I mean, from this season to last season, if you go back and look at the ADPs from 2013 and who got drafted inside the top 10 of pitchers, only 2 of those pitchers finished inside the top 10 at pitching. It was Kershaw and Cliff Lee. Right. I mean, Verlander was the consensus #1 pick going into last season. I think he finished 45th among pitchers. Cabrera is safe. That's why you take Cabrera #2. He's not necessarily going to be the second best fantasy player, but he's a lock to be in the top 5, as long as he doesn't get hurt. Same with Trout. That's why I always skew towards hitting, all the way down the list. Because you can find someone who could breach the top 10 in pitching, the top 20 in pitching, who can draft is, pitcher 75 or something like that. Like the one year I grabbed Ian Kennedy in the very last round of my draft, he was the 5th most valuable fantasy pitcher. Nice. You just given the right opportunity, pitching in the right ballpark, have one hot year. It's easier to do that, make that leap as a pitcher than as a hitter. You usually see it coming as a hitter.
Yeah. Sammy Sosa came in at 21. He had 160.
Oh, was that the year one part of his run when he kept hitting 60 home runs for whatever reason?
3 times in a row. I was close to it. All right, home runs. We know it's Bonds and McGuire and Sosa.
I know that one.
Look at this. Bonds, the top leader. Bonds, McGuire in years. Bonds, McGuire, Sosa, Sosa.
Okay, I want to say something about that, though. If it's the same 3 guys that keep popping up at the top, and everyone was doing steroids as apparently they were, doesn't that make them extra good? That they were actually able to do it, and it's the same 3 guys?
Everybody was taking steroids. They were still better.
And they were still
the
better.
pitchers were, too. So, I always...
But I think it's a huge thing for them that they were able to repeat that consistency and have that power. I mean, Griffey's has to be up on that list somewhere too.
If they have an all-steroid league, people would flock to the ballpark to go watch it.
I would rather watch it.
It's great watching.
I love it. I think they just let them do steroids anyway.
All right. So who you got this year? Who's your home run leader?
I mean, it's hard to say Chris Davis, but I'm not going to say Chris Davis. I have a toss-up right now. It's hard to repeat. I still think he finishes with 40 or so, but I can see Pedro Alvarez breaking 40. If Giancarlo Stanton and Jose Bautista can play 150-plus games, they will lead the National League and American League in home runs.
I'm going to go with Stanton in the National League.
If he plays, though.
And I'm going
Guy only plays like 100
I got to pick him. And I'm going to go with Chris Carter in the American League.
I like Chris Carter a lot.
Might be the only hits he gets is the home runs, but...
We're doing that league together. Did you keep Chris Carter?
I did $8.
That's not
bad. I just thought it was worth it for $8.
It's cheap power.
Listen, I got to build the other
you got to get some
categories
average
around it, but for $8, so we'll see what happens. And he qualifies, first base and outfield.
I think people overlook that.
Let's see, we got
someone else who does that? Who I just, for some reason, I always forget about him, and I fail to bring him up. So I'm going to bring him up right here. He's probably on the waiver wire in your league. Mitch Moreland qualifies at first, qualifies at outfield. He's 25 home runs in the bag.
Yeah.
Good lineup, too. Probably generates a lot of RBI opportunities.
Nobody will ever draft. He'll go undrafted.
Yeah, man.